Oh, wait a minute. Oh my goodness.
So.
Oh, we're already in uncharted territory.
So they're fun. It's fun. But Switzerland, Spain. This is Spain from Barcelona.
Oh,
Greece.
sure.
Greece. This one was from a fellow who was in either Vietnam. He got this. This is ours that we make now.
So this one that flips. This one looks a little like Ferdinand. I don't know why.
Yeah. So they're from, I don't know, they're from different states, different, and it's fun. It's just fun to collect them.
Now, did you start collecting them immediately upon coming here, or was it a little later? What kind of prompted you to?
I actually started I would say about the first year.
Yeah.
I started collecting them for my desk, and I have a certain price point
What is the price point?
Because these are my personal purchases. They're not from the state money or anything like that. They're my personal purchases. So it's I do have a price point.
What's the high end and what's the low end? What's the cheapest one you've got? Well, I mean, the school one, obviously, I'm sure you didn't pay for that one, but how low and how high have you gone?
I would say as I look at them, they're probably, the low is around $10.
Yeah.
And some are gifts, but, and I don't go over $100. I will not go over $100 for just but they're usually around 30.
Now, something like that. Is it deductible as a business expense?
No. They're my fun hobby. That's it. So it's been fun.
Did you collect? Are you a collector of other things? Did you collect?
No, just bowls.
Really? This just came up in the job.
Well, that's what we are. Bowls.
No, absolutely. Well, and who knows where we're going to start a conversation, right? But I mean, the last couple of years, the bull has become more apparent as a USF symbol. It really, I mean, there was a period of time it really wasn't. And I guess, is that attributed to football more than anything?
Well, when we changed I think it was in, I have to go and get the exact date, but it was in either 2002 to 2003, we changed our logo.
Right.
And we made the athletic logo with the bull horns at the end of the U, and changed our stationary logo to a straight line USF, and then we changed the bull from the one that looked more like a goat.
It was kind of a passive real bull in the past.
It was, when I was in New York and Ohio, and I looked at the symbol, I couldn't, people really and truly, I'd ask them, what animal is this? And they couldn't tell me. They'd say a goat or something else. So we really changed it to look like a bull.
How important, you came on in 2000.
Yes.
Right? How important was not just, it's a new millennium and all that kind of stuff, but how important was actually marketing the university and creating a brand really for it? I mean, it seems to me that's what's really happened in the last 7 years.
It was extremely important because when I came, universities as well as people, we go through developmental phases in our lifetimes as a university's lifetime. And I think we were at a very important point where we needed to either move up in our research, in our athletics, in all that we do, or we were going to stay flat and just be the way, just be a commuter school.
Right.
And it was my intention to make sure that we were very much a part of the business community, very much a part of the economic engine, which requires top-notch research, which requires lifting the whole institution in all of the aspects. Let's lift it up and make sure it meets its full potential.
How much of that, when you were interviewing for the position, and talking, I imagine, board of directors and whoever you interviewed with, how much of that were they trying to find out from you, if that was in your mindset, and how much of that did you bring to the table after looking at the school?
I think the chairman of the board at the time was from Jacksonville. I was hired by a chancellor and a board of regents.
And that's all changed now, too.
And at that time, they were looking for economic development and growth potential. I remember meeting Rhea Law on the search committee, and I said to her, with all of the hospitals that are right around us, and the medical school, public health, nursing, it seems to me we should have a biotech park. And she said, I agree, let's do it. I said, okay, let's do it. So I remember that in the interview, as does Chairman Law, because she's chair of our board of trustees. But I also recall saying to the faculty that we need to focus. We need to really concentrate on what we're doing and keep our eye on the ball in terms of research, lifting the whole university.
Had you, prior to coming to USF, had you been involved in marketing or branding much?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
And did you just kind of see this university? I think back, my wife went to USF and graduated in '85, and it's always interesting for me. I went to Gainesville. I went to University of Florida. She went to USF. Never had a lot of pride in her school. I mean, it was always, she went to the campus in St. Pete, and it was, she went, took her classes, went to work. She had no real connection to it, and was always skeptical over the years that it would ever be. She would hear the numbers. Well, there's 100,000 kids going to USF, whatever the numbers. But, there's 40,000 kids going to USF. And it's like, well, yeah, but it's still USF. And it seemed like, I guess when Betty Castor was here, that there was a focus on research and raising the money. But there was never, and the profile of the school was raised, but it still didn't have the same kind of profile as a UF or FSU or even a private school in Miami. It's USF. It's that school in Tampa. But the thing that strikes me again is just in the last 7 years. And granted, I mean, the football program has grown up, but there just seems like there's a greater emphasis on it's USF, and it's a thing. It's a brand. It's just as much of a college, a university as any other state school, any other southern school. And for that matter, now, with the Big East, I mean, it's recognized. Am I overstating the case here?
Absolutely not. You're not overstating the case. You're correct, and I hope your wife is starting to feel a little more pride about her degree, because my job as a president is to make sure that degrees from USF are like a stock, that they rise in value, not go down, but rise in value. And I want to be, I want all of the alums to start to feel the pride about USF. We are building more on-campus life, and we're no longer just a commuter school. We'll always, because we're a metropolitan school, we'll always service some commuter students, but we're building more on-campus life and on-campus residence halls. We're building 1,000 more beds right now. And we're going to require that students live on campus, because you do get that connectivity by living on campus and loyalty, and you start to feel more student life on campus. You don't get into USF anymore like you used to.
Well, I think, I'm coming off the story the other day where you're actually going to start cutting back. It's going to
Well,
be tougher to get in, fewer transfers, right?
We're now you have to have very high grades and very high SATs or ACTs, along with an AA degree in order to transfer. The whole level of the university is becoming more and more powerful. And our undergraduate students are engaging in research activities. We have the largest honors college of any other school in Florida. And it's all about pride within the institution, because we're really number 2 in the state. UF has $500 million of grants and contracts. We've got $310 million of grants and contracts, and the rest fall from 190 and on down. So by the legislature in the state of Florida last year declaring there are 3 research institutions: UF, USF, and FSU. I mean, in every way, and nationally, through the Carnegie Foundation for the Advancement of Teaching, they rank universities across the United States. And they've ranked UF, FSU, USF as the very high research universities.
Sorry.
And you can look at, hold on, you can look at top American research universities. And again, you're going to see the 3 universities at the top. So we've got data. We've got the data supporting us in what we do, and it's just very exciting.